Hello everyone, Demi Noel here. I know I haven't streamed in a while, but that's going to change today. So, I'm doing a stream on Wukong. As always, I'm gonna wait a few minutes and see if someone joins, because sometimes people do. So I'm gonna wait for a sec. Alright, so this is gonna be a complete Wukong build. And give me a sec, I'm changing some of my stats here. Or some of my there we go, that's better. Alright, so Wukong complete build. So, I want to show you guys what I have. The reason I call this a complete build is because the Warframe, all the mods, the weapons, the Sentinel, everything I bring, all works together for a ultimate outcome. So with this one, we have Wukong. I'm going to build him to where he pretty much can't die. I mean, he can, but it's very, you gotta, not if you know what you're doing, you won't. So if you guys have ever seen someone have a Wukong with the Decaying Dragon Key on, Decaying Dragon Key lowers your shields. The Wukong doesn't need shield if you build him this way. So pretty much what we're doing is we're going to use a Rage mod, which I'm going to show you here. So this mod converts 40% of damage to health to energy. Obviously, in order to get through your health, your shield has to be gone first. So what I just did is I lowered the shield. So it says the shield's 375. It's actually going to be somewhere around 95. So you'll see that when we get in the mission. I'm going to find some noobs we can help out or whatnot. So this is a very intricate build. For those of you that are like just starting Warframe, you can use this build, but there might be a lot of mods in here you don't have yet, which is okay. I might be able to tell you where to get some of them. I probably don't remember, but I can look it up if I don't remember some of them, whatever the case is. So, if you're not watching the stream while it's live, that's fine. You can leave comments underneath. I'll get back to you. I always do. So, for the Aura mod, I chose Steel Charge because we don't need Energy Siphon. I used to love Energy Siphon, I still do, but a lot of people live and die by it. I don't anymore. Wukong doesn't need Energy Siphon because we have Rage, right? Rage is where our energy comes from. So Steel Charge, melee damage is increased, 60% melee damage is added. So I have Power Drift. The Steel Charge is going to feed into his staff. Power Drift is going to feed into his staff. Transient Fortitude, Power Strength, that feeds into his staff. Vitality, just to give him more health here. Fleeting Expertise, and Streamline for efficiency. He needs that because I typically run 2 abilities at one time. Now, they did nerf Wukong. When he first came out, it was a lot easier to stay alive. Now it's a little bit more tricky, but it's still possible. You just have to know what you're doing, which is what I'm showing you guys. Constitution is a faster knockdown recovery, and then plus 28% power duration. This is important because you can change this mod in or out if you want. I like having it on because when Wukong gets knocked down, he takes forever to get up. For those of you that don't know, he is the slowest Warframe. So, I don't like getting knocked down. Neja's a good tank as well, but he doesn't get knocked down because he has his ring and everything, so he just runs through everything. Wukong, on the other hand, even though he's pretty much impervious, he gets knocked down and takes forever to get up. So I like putting this mod on him. Prime Flow, I feel like you need that mod because, again, like I said, I run with 2 abilities at once. I showed you guys Rage, and then I have Intensify feeds back into his staff. Now, some of you guys are probably using these 2 mods, which is the Iron Vault, aiming the ground launches Wukong into the air. Don't need that, because I just don't see any need for it. Primal Rage is a good build. It's a good mod to have. I did have that in place of where Constitution is now, but I switched it out. I'm going to show you guys why. So Primal Fury, killing an enemy increases critical chance by 10%. The increase decays by 1% per second. So what I'm about to show you guys completely omits the need for that mod. I'm using Galantine Prime. For those of you that don't know, whatever melee you have equipped with your mods and everything feeds into the Warframe's melee, or when you pull out Wukong's staff. Now, one more thing I want to say, I probably forgot a couple things. I might be going back and forth here. If you notice, I did not add range to Wukong's staff. I add the range later on. I'm going to show you where it's at. If you add range here, yes, his staff will be longer, but a lot of these power mods and other stuff that I have in here is not gonna fit. It's not gonna be there, right? I have his power strength at 200 for a reason. Efficiency. You do need at least a little bit of duration on him, which I have here. That's enough duration. You'll see that in action in a little bit. So what I did was I put the range here. This range feeds back into his staff, so yes, his staff does get insanely long, but the range is not on him, it's on the weapon. So this is where it comes into, like I said before, where you have what I call a complete build, where everything comes together in your build. Organ Shatter, so this is a crit build. I was watching a dev stream a couple months ago. As you guys know, the dev stream, the devs are working through a lot of things for us. In this particular dev stream, they said the crit damage is the highest damage in the game. I like elemental damage. If you guys have watched any of my other streams, this is probably the first or second that I've used crit damage. I don't really like crit damage because I know it's the strongest damage in the game. So I try to find other ways to make the game interesting for me. I love elemental damage. But for this particular build, I got the idea from Wukong's augment mod. And so I did a crit build. So this one I have critical damage here. I have Fury for speed. I have Reach here, and I have Berserker here. So what I did is I made all the mods play against each other. Okay, so Berserker is 30% attack speed bonus up to 75% for 24 seconds on a critical hit. Okay, so critical hit is right here. So this is my crit hit. Blood Rush, 165% critical chance, stacks with a combo multiplier. So now I need my combo multiplier to stack. So in order to do that, I added Drifting Contact. Increases combo duration by 10 seconds, 40% status chance. So the status chance is feeding back into my slash, which slash is here. 100% combo chance when slash...
marked on navigation, Tenno.
Thank you, Lotus. 100% combo chance when slash status does damage. So now all three of these mods are working together. And I added Volcanic Edge here for heat, because I like to use this mod, or this build, on Infested a lot. They take heat and slash damage. You can switch this mod, again, for anything. I can put any number of mods here. I've done this with Electricity. I've done this with Toxin, I believe. Then you have Vicious Frost here. I prefer heat. Like I said, if you want, you can switch it out. The backbone of this build is crit. Now, I told you guys before, I'm not sure if I showed you guys, I have a secret build on my Dread for crit. And I've told you guys before that if you're doing a crit build, you don't need regular damage. This particular build, for some odd reason, I don't know if it's because it's the Galantine or what, whenever I add regular damage, it does make this build stronger. I'm not sure if it's just because it's the Galantine, and like the last time I told you guys that, we were looking at primary weapon. But this build, as you can see, I have absolutely no damage on here. So you pressure points over here, but this is still an OP build. So what you're doing with this build, Drifting Contact, your combo multiplier continues to multiply, so this weapon is getting stronger the longer you fight. On top of that, you have base speed here, but then you have Berserker. So this build, you're getting stronger and faster the longer you fight. Now, Berserker does cap out. However, Drifting Contact, as far as I know, doesn't cap out. Relentless Combination doesn't cap out. Blood Rush doesn't cap out, as far as I know. But what I'm going to show you guys is the game does not calculate what you're actually doing. Okay, what I mean by that is your crit chance is here. So it says my crit chance is 20%. If I take this off, it's still at 20%. Okay, so this build, add Blood Rush again, it's still at 20%. So the game is not actually calculating how much damage or where my crit multiplier is or where my melee multiplier is. This is a build where you have to just go into Simulacrum and just try it in the relay, and you have to just mess with it and play with it. There's many different variations I found. This is just the one I like personally. I'm pretty sure if you guys are watching this stream, there's a lot of mods you can fit in and out of this. The backbone of this build is right here. You have Organ Shatter, I have Prime Fury, Prime Reach, Berserker, Drifting Contact. That's the backbone of this build. I can take off this mod, I can take off this mod, I can put something else there. This critical chance stacking multiply, I would have preferred to keep that, right? But there's a lot going on in this build. Like I just said, the game doesn't calculate what's actually going on in this build. Same thing up here on the top, okay? So when you get Rage, the game doesn't know how much energy you're going to get, right? So it tells you your energy is at whatever it's at. So 425. It's actually going to be, well, it's not going to get any higher, but it's going to constantly be filling, okay? Power strength is here, power drift is here, but the game doesn't calculate this. So your steel charge here, not being calculated. Another thing you can do for you guys if you want to take Constitution off is you can add, some of you probably already know what I'm going to say, Coaction Drift here. This is the aura strength and effectiveness. So if I add this in here, again, the game doesn't calculate that I just added more damage. So this is 15% aura strength and effectiveness. The aura mod is for melee damage, so I just increased my melee damage. If you look on the left, it still says your power strength's at 200. So again, this is a build that you guys have to put on and go test it out, okay? I'm going to show you what it looks like in action after I show you this part. So I added the Jhin. What the Jhin does for me, this is his most important mod for me on this build, Fatal Attraction. He attracts enemies within 20 meters. Once they come within 6 meters, he explodes for 250 damage. On top of that, as they get closer, Coolant Leak slows them down when they're within 3 meters. Guardian, he's going to boost my shield. Animal Instinct, he shows me where the enemies and the loot is. Vacuum is pulling everything in so I don't have to pick up stuff. Attacks first enemy within range, so he's going to be attacking stuff. There's his health, there's his shield. These you got to kind of play with, right? I just took Wukong's shield off, which means I don't actually need this mod, right? So I can take this mod off, I can add this mod. I can take and add Metal Fiber, which his armor's low, but you see what I'm saying? Because Wukong doesn't have a shield. Okay, I'm thinking Kubro. My bad. I'm thinking Kubro, because the Kubro takes shield from the Warframe, so this is actually fine. But for those of you guys that are using a Kubro with this build, you can, but of course you'd have to pick up your own stuff. And then for this mod, where the Kubro has the shield mod, that they take shield from the Warframe, it's not really going to be effective because we just took the shield off of Wukong, so keep that in mind. That's what I was trying to say. So that's something to keep in mind. I have Prime Region here, and then Meta Ray, so he's going to heal me back. So this is kind of just like a backup. He's just like a little helper as I go. If you guys see me use my Diriga, that's when I'm actually going in to kill stuff. Diriga's my killer. So this isn't really, you know, yes, I have good mods on here where I can kill stuff, but he's more of a draw enemies in close, which that's going to feed back into my rage, which is going to give me more energy. So I'm going to show you guys real quick what this looks like. Let's see if there's people needing to go to a COD. I'm going to try to get some noobs in here. Alright, so I've told you guys before also in a past stream, there is a better place to go to farm than a COD. It's Semini. It gives you more XP, the enemies are easier to kill. I'm going to a COD because that's the name that everyone knows, and it's easier to get people to go there. But I'll probably show you later, but for... where's it at? It's right in front of my face. I'm having a slow person moment. Oh, Aristocrat, yeah, my bad. It's Ceres, and it's Semini. So this place, if you look at it on your own time, whenever, it actually has a better drop than a COD does. So that's something to yeah, look into. I cannot see your. I'm gonna look it real quick. Oh, Jihadis, what's up? I'm showing my Wukong build. A lot of people have been interested in it, so. So if you have this build, just be prepared. A lot of people will type in here and they'll be like, "Hey, you have a dragon key on, blah blah blah," and you just gotta tell them, "I know what I'm doing," right? Because I just told them it's a part of my build. I try not to be like snobby and stuff. I just say, "Hey, it's part of my build." So I'm gonna show you guys exactly how good this build works. I gave this build to someone the other day, and I don't know. I guess it's an in-game build. I don't know. I mean, I've been playing for a long time, so.
Our position has been compromised. Defend the cargo until reinforcements arrive.
Alright. So I brought no melee, so I'm automatically in melee mode. Oh, 93. Yeah, I thought it used to be 95. So we have 93 shield. A lot of times I'll stand here and just let the enemies attack me, and then you'll see my energy goes up the more they attack me. So I have a lot of range on here, so I'm gonna get most of the kills just based on that. You're gonna see more of the effects when I get to higher level. Now, if you look in the bottom right corner, it just disappeared, but that was my combo multiplier. So there is another mod you can add, which will make your combo last up to 24 seconds. But for here, we're pretty good. So, like, if I have enough time to stop attacking and revive somebody, and go back to attacking, and my damage will stay exactly where it is. So this is just an OP build. So there's my first ability. My Galantine is so powerful that a lot of times I don't even pull Wukong staff out anymore. So as you can see, I'm like one-shotting everything. This build does kill level 100, so if you guys don't have a build that can kill a level 100 enemy in a few hits, this is one for you. This Galantine build will kill a level 100 in a couple hits. Possibly one shot. So see the bottom right corner, it's just gonna sit there. Now it finally goes away. So if you don't have drift and contact on, it's not gonna last that long. So you're starting to see some of the effects of me having my build the way that it is. If you guys are looking to use Wukong for his cloud invisibility, this wouldn't be a build for you. This is for his melee. So I only have one ability going right now, which means my energy is gonna stay there pretty much. Every time I get hit, I get energy back. So my Galantine is so powerful that I don't need my staff. So I will, yeah. It's a little harder to see my speed because I'm using the grate, but if I pull this out, for those of you that have see, I'm increasingly getting quicker. See that? I can't really fix it. There's a little trick. I don't know, I'm going too quick, I don't know if I can do it. There's a little trick where you can extend his staff without attacking. It's not working because I'm going way too fast right now.
Reinforcements available. Do you choose to leave now or continue fighting? Keep fighting. Another opportunity to extract will appear soon.
Oh, Frost, if you want to come back, it's fine. Just, I don't remember your, hold on. I do invite people back to the clan. If you want to come back, it's fine. I don't mind. We're actually doing a giveaway soon. It's going to be bigger than last time, but we're giving away Warframe's plat weapons just like before. It's going to be in like 2 months. I'm probably going to do a clan and an alliance one at the same time, so it's going to be bigger. But I'm already getting the clans together so we can do it. I'm going to release the date soon. Yeah, Marshall's the clan leader now. I just do alliance leader stuff because we have 13 clans and I want to focus more on like everybody and I don't play as much, so Marshall is doing more of the actual clan stuff. So he's planning the clan giveaway and I'm planning the alliance giveaway. So we're kind of working together on everything, as we always have. I like that weapon. I gotta build it. It's one of the like 2 or 3 weapons I don't have yet. So I'm gonna show you guys my screen in a minute so you can see what I'm actually doing. Well, technically I'm still the clan leader, but I'm doing more like alliance-wide stuff because we have 13 clans and I don't interact with them as much as I want to. So I let Marshall's doing more of the clan stuff. But in the like, I'm technically still the clan leader, but I changed the tier. So next to my name it says alliance leader or founder. So Marshall, I put clan leader next to his name. He has all of the, everything I can do, he can do pretty much, besides to like change the clan sigil, but he can do everything else that I do. And I do all the alliance stuff. Yeah, I can't fully give up the clan because I built it. So, I don't know if I'll ever completely actually give it up because I put so much work into it. So I guess you could say like I'm the clan leader, but Marshall's running everything. So I just tell people he's the clan leader. because I do more alliance stuff. All the damage I'm doing right now, I'm not even channeling, so if you guys build a channeling build, of course it's going to be even stronger. Just something to keep in mind. So we're doing the most damage, which every time I bring this build I always do. Kills is at 293, the nearest person has 124. That's because of the range. I have so much range that you can't really kill a lot of enemies. Kind of like bringing an Amber. And then everything else doesn't really matter. But you're pretty much going to get most of the kills. Because I have a lot of range. The other thing too is as the enemies scale and you're still killing them very easily where other people start to struggle at, so you're still going to end up with more kills. But this is a crit build. Galantine crit build continuously scales. Speed and damage scale. Let's see. Give me a sec. So you probably noticed some of the enemies aren't even running at the pod, they're running at me, which is why I brought this in. That's what I brought them for. If you're going to survival, I love bringing them, because especially if you have noobs with you, they'll just attract all the enemies come to you. See, they're turning to me instead of the pod. But there's obviously a range on it, so if I'm too far away, they'll still go to the pod. So when Wukong is built like this, in order for him to die, the enemies would have to be, I don't know, pretty high, unless you mess up, but the enemies would have to be like, I don't know, close to 100 at least. But your staff will still kill them if they're 100, so...
Extraction is ready, unless you can handle more of the enemy. Continue to defend. You will be rewarded for your bravery.
So I'm gonna go up to 20, and then I'm gonna go back and show you guys what I have on this build, in case you missed it at the beginning of the stream. So I added to crit build, range, duration, not duration, crit build, range, and I put duration on the melee combo, which adds even more power. So the speed and the damage continuously scales the longer I fight. Wukong is the slowest Warframe, but you see how fast I'm moving right now. I will most likely be on late today, yep. I was doing a quick stream. I don't know if I'm going to stream later, but I'm doing this one for my Wukong builds, and then I'm still going to be on. I just won't be streaming, but I'll still be on. Just whenever, like, I've been using this build for like 2 weeks now, and a lot of people have been asking about it, so I'm doing a stream so you guys can see what's actually on it. I don't share a whole lot of my builds, so, yeah. A lot of my builds I keep in my alliance. For those of you that don't know, a little fact on Wukong, it's another name for Goku. Goku, his other name is Wukong, so that's who this is. In case you didn't know that. Which is why he's so OP. I might get them, but whenever new things are released and everyone jumps on it, I don't really care about it. I don't like to be a part of the crowd where everyone just jumps on every new thing that comes into Warframe. So normally what I do is when something new comes into the game, I'll wait like a month to get it. So I don't mind farming it, like if you're trying to get it or if someone else wants it, I don't care. But I don't really care about getting it. Like I'll help you get it and I just won't build it or something. Too many people jump on the bandwagon. I already have really good builds. But there's a big thing about our clan is we teach people you can bring any Warframe and any Warframe and any weapon to any mission. As long as it's your favorite Warframe, you should be able to build a decent build for it and get through any mission. So any new thing that comes to the game, I don't really care for it. Like my favorite Warframe's Nyx. I can do literally any mission with her. Like some people, like if you're doing a defense, everyone's like, oh, you need a Frost, and you don't. You actually do better if you bring a Nyx. So we dispel a lot of that stuff that people believe in about Warframe. It's actually not true. So I don't jump on the new shit that comes to the game. I get it over time. I already own like everything in the game, so. I might give away one in the new, like in the giveaway we do, because I know a lot of people want it, so I might give one away. Normally, last time we did a giveaway, I gave away the newest Warframe that came out, so that's like a typical thing we do. So I'll probably have to get one for that anyway. So, if you guys have watched any of my other streams, a complete build is powerful. It's more powerful than just having a single build. If I didn't have the Jin here, the pod would have taken more damage. If I didn't bring Galantine, we wouldn't have as much range. Everything in this build, every single mod works together for a whole entire complete build. And this is the result. So if your energy gets low, it's because you're putting out too much damage and not taking enough. So you can put the staff away, because Galantine is already OP on its own when you build it this way. So it starts off slow, and I've already sped up. So I'm scaling the crit damage, I'm also scaling my slash damage. Everything is just scaling the whole entire build. And now my energy is building back up because now I only have one ability on instead of two. But everything's still gonna die. I think they killed me. My health is at 555.
Reinforcements available. Do you choose to leave now or continue fighting? Keep fighting. Another opportunity to extract will appear soon.
This is where it gets real. If you guys look closely, you can see red crit starting to pop up. Generally crit is yellow, then it goes to red, purple. So this is a red crit build for those of you guys that already have good crit builds. There's another red crit right there. So when your health gets low like this, or your, not health, when your energy gets low, you just gotta make sure you put the fire back on before you die. Because I'm putting out too much damage and I'm not taking enough. So I'm out of energy. And now it's back. And that's why you get rage. Or I'll stand in this stuff that I'm standing in to get all my energy back. I do that too. I cheat. Or I'll stand in fire, depending on what planet I'm on. Now, we're at 873 kills. You're pretty much I don't know how much range we have, but you're gonna cover most of this area every time you swing. Should end up with over 1,000 kills. Hello, welcome to the stream. Can't see your name yet. I'm showing my Wukong build. We have 2 more waves, and then I'm gonna show you guys the mods again that I'm using for this. I might show you guys some of the variations to this that I went through when I was creating this build. Just because it might... Oh, there's my first step. I thought they killed me earlier. So you guys, like, if you want to remod this build, you can. There's different things that work for it. But they're all about equally. They can all kill level 100. And I'm kind of channeling here and there. That's kind of where a lot of my energy is going, which is okay because I can get it right back. But that's why it's draining so fast. Was part of the reason. It's probably accident somewhere too. Sometimes they sneak in here. The last wave. So you want range and damage on your build so that you get credit for your kills. So if I didn't have, if I had range with no power, then whoever's shooting would get half my kills. So if you're gonna go straight melee like this, you want range and power, so you can actually get your kills. I'd say the same thing for people that love using Ember. A lot of people use Ember and they'll have range with no power, and then someone else gets your kills, so... Everything about the builds I do is balance. I balance everything.
Extraction is ready.
Alright, so I'm going to show you guys the mods again before I quit the stream. So if you guys want to rebuild this build, you can. It kills level 100s easy, scaling, speed, and damage. Crit build. Crit is the highest damage in the game. So you have over 1,082 kills, nearest person at 344. A lot of that's just because of the range. So you got 73% damage there, which is pretty good. So I'm going to show you guys again what I did here. So this is what I call a complete build. Everything in this build works together, which I do this with all of my Warframes that I use.
Say, operator, your chosen Warframe suits you. Ha, ha.
So half of the damage in this build, the game's not going to calculate how much damage you're actually doing. So Steel Charge, 60% melee damage. If I were to take it off, Power Shrink would still be at 200. So this build, the game's not actually going to calculate what we're doing here. So Power Drift, Transient Fortitude, Intensify, that's where your 200 Power Shrink's coming from. I added some Vitality here. If my Vitality gets touched, I'm getting energy because I have Rage on. Prime Flows because generally I normally run with 2 abilities on, so I have Defy and then I also have Primal Fury. So I normally run with both. But like you saw, most of that time I ran with 1 because I have an OP build in my Galantine. They have Streamline and Fleeting Expertise because again I run with 2 abilities at once normally. I use Constitution because Wukong being the slowest Warframe, it just gives me a faster recovery when I get knocked over. I hate like you have Berserker on and you're running really quick doing a bunch of shit, you get knocked over and then you take forever to get up. So that's why I put this on. You can take this off, put different stuff here. I was using this mod for Primal Rage. Primal Rage adds your crit chance by 10%, but I was able to switch this out for something else that is more effective to me. So
I've been thinking, operator. I thought you'd want to know.
And this is just a quick rundown because I already showed this earlier in the stream when I started it. So I am using Temporal Royale. I have crit here. Every mod in this build works with another mod in this build. Everything works together like I said before. So I have crit here. There's a crit damage. That feeds into Berserker. The 30% attack speed. Bonus up to 75%, 24 seconds on critical hit. So the critical hit is here. I have speed, which is for your base speed, which is going to go with Berserker. I have range here, which is going to go with the basic range that Galantine already has. Blood Rush, this is where my crit chance is, which is why I don't need the other mod I showed earlier. 165% crit chance. This stacks with a combo multiplier. Combo multiplier is right here. So increase combo duration by 10%, 40 seconds status chance, or 40% status chance. And then status is pretty much where with the slash. So my relentless combinations 100% combo chance when slash does damage. So that feeds back into drifting contact. So all these mods are working together. This mod you can switch out. You can put ice, fire, electricity, whatever you want here. If you don't want to use relentless combination, you don't have to. You can put something else there. Berserker I would leave. The basis of this build is your crit because it's a crit build. You don't need pressure point because it's a crit build. And then I have base speed, range, and my speed here. Everything else in here pretty much can be switched out. I kept drifting contact because of the status chance. If you want... Yeah, I think it's body count. Yeah, so you have 12% duration here. If you were to put this in place of, let's say, Relentless Combination, you're looking at 22% or 22 seconds of your combo duration, if you guys want that. So what that allows you to do is it stores your power from your combo duration, or your combo multiplier will last longer, so you're building power. So during, like you saw while we're standing around waiting for the next wave to come, all of your strength is going to stay there longer. So drifting contact does a good enough job on its own, but if you guys if you're like, I don't really want to use relentless combination, that's something you can do is switch that out, and now you got 22 seconds. So there's a lot of things you can do in this build as long as you keep the base there. You can even add in pressure point if you want and take relentless combination off, but this build will kill level 100s with just the base there. So if I add this, everything lights up green there. But again, I don't need this because what I'm doing is a crit build. If you have a crit build, you don't need power. So for some of the builds I did, I added power and it was stronger. But not all of them, that was the case. So I stuck with a straight crit build, so I took pressure point off because I know I don't need it. So what I'm doing is I'm stacking everything in this build stacks. The longer you fight, you have speed from Berserk, you have power. So again, like I showed earlier, the game says the critical chance is 20%. You can see on the left side there. If I take Blood Rush off, it stays at 20%. Okay? If I put Blood Rush back on, it stays at 20%. So the game is not calculating where your crit damage is, where your crit chance is, because it can't, because that's where the mods work into play. So the combo duration is increasing your power, Blood Rush is increasing your power, all of this stuff is constantly scaling you, and the game, so it's going to tell you your crits at 3.8, 20%, 1.5 for chance. It's not. It's actually a lot higher. So, I do this with all of my builds where I sneak little stuff like that in there. Vision, the biggest thing, the reason why I use him is because of the Fatal Attraction on this build. So he's pulling enemies to me. When they come in, they're slowed down. He's going to boost my shield. He's going to tell me where all the enemies are. He's also going to pick up everything for me. He's going to kill for me a little bit here and there. This is just to keep him alive. He's going to heal me, and then I have a regen. So he's pretty much, this Sentinel, I use him as kind of like just a helper. He's not really my killer. If you want a good killer for this build, I like to use Dariga. He's a really, really good sniper. I normally use him with my Ivara. Death Cube's really good if you build him right. But for this particular build, I think it's good to pull enemies to you. And you guys saw that earlier with the enemies weren't really going to the pod as much, they run to me. So that's why I use Djinn. So this is an entire complete build here. I also have a Decaying Dragon key on, which lowers my shield. I think it was at 32 or 92, 93, because I'll get one shot, and then that way it allows the enemy to hit my health. The enemy hits my health, I'm getting getting energy back, which feeds into Defy, so he stays alive, which is why I didn't die. So, this whole entire build, I even go one step further than that. I have my Corrupted Lancer. If I pull him out with my Shield Osprey, they work together. So the Osprey protects the Lancer when he's out. I have Shield Energy here. I have Shield here. That's for the squad because I don't really need that stuff. Then I have the Synthesis Scanner for when I find stuff around that I want to scan. There's Health. That's for the squad because I don't need that. This guy is a good distractor. You throw a charger unit, especially if you're fighting a boss, you could throw a charger unit out there and he'll distract some of the enemies while you get your health and pick up whatever you want. So I kind of go a step further into my builds, and I have other stuff, like if I want to take this off, I have Cosmic Spectre here. You have to have your energy or your power level at a certain level to use the Cosmic Spectre, so if you just started the game, you're not going to be able to build some of this stuff. Then you have your Force Spectre, same thing. The easiest one to get is the not the Face Spectre, where is he at? The Vapor Spectre, which is 1 star above his head. You get 10 of those at a time. I have 20 right now. What that is a copy of your Warframe, and it helps you fight while you're fighting pretty much, but it's not like a Lancer or something, it's actual Warframe. So, it can use Warframe abilities and everything. So I kind of go a step further with all of my builds, and this is my complete Wukong build that you guys have been looking at for the past couple weeks or so. So here's my energy. Primal Fury, I'm using 6 energy. Cloudwalker 6 energy. Defy is 13, and then Iron Jab is 6. So pretty much I'm not using that much energy, especially for the kickback that I get because I have Rage on. So with the amount of energy I get, and then his passive ability is an increased combo duration. So again, this is just an OP build. Damage is 500, energy per second 75. Cloudwalker, this is not a Cloudwalker build, so that's why you got a little bit of red there. The duration's at 10, that's just to get me out of trouble. I can teleport or, go into the cloud and move a little ways away. Time invulnerable on Defy, I don't really use that either. Energy per second, 1.25, that's good, especially, like I said, with the amount of energy I'm getting back. And then Iron Jab I don't use very much, but I used it towards the end of the fight, so you guys can see how strong that was. So the damage there is at 1600. So, for those of you, if you're looking for a really good Wukong build, this is a really good Wukong build. There's space to mess around with stuff, that's what I like about it, it's not set in stone. And then with Galantine Prime, if you guys don't have a good build on that, I actually use this weapon and with other Warframes I have too. Like Excalibur, if those of you guys are big Excalibur users, this is a very good build and mod for that too, for his sword. So, Yeah, that's about all I have for you guys. I'm probably gonna show you guys some of my other ones later. You've already seen my Nyx, you've already seen Ivara. I have two Ivaras. They are completely different builds. They are completely different Ivaras. I'm getting a third one. That's what I'm working on right now. But so yeah, I have two, but they're completely different builds. So I can show you guys that in a different video. I do have Nezhan here. Look, yeah, I have almost. I think I have. Yeah, I have every Warframe in the game besides Loki Prime or what's his face that just came out. But I have every other Warframe and whatnot. So I might show you guys some of those builds later. But yeah, like I said, if you have questions, you can put it in the chat. I will answer them. That's about all I got.